Good evening, everybody. This is Debbie from Football Fantasy Channel, STFU. And no, it doesn't mean what you think it means. It means sports talk for you. Tonight we have a really good exclusive for you. The Hoosier Local Alliance, famous fantasy football team. We've got one of the commissioners who is going to do a press conference tonight. John Harbison. This is a real exclusive because John Harbison has traditionally been a recluse, and it's been hard to get him to speak about fantasy football at all. He can be also very unpredictable. The draft, as of this airing, the draft is going to be tomorrow night for this season. And so let's get started and welcome Commissioner John Harbison.
Hello, and thank you for attending the press conference. I'd like to start with a story about our Hoosier Local Alliance, which has been going on for several years now. And the story is that most of us think that we are very good at predicting what's going to happen in football and at being good, really great fantasy football owners. However, one year, one of our guys, being technologically challenged, was unable to get into the draft room, and so, as we all know, his picks went to auto pick, and so the NFL.com picked the whole team for him. He was angry, but he didn't tell us, and he decided not to play. So all year, the lineup that the NFL.com gave him at the first of the season played his games. We may or may not have noticed from time to time that he played the same team every game. And I think I remember talking to one of the other commissioners, AJ Moye, that it didn't look like that he subbed any of his players on their bye weeks. But we didn't think anything of it, just thought it was what we really are as owners in the local alliance, and that is that he was just incompetent. Then we get to the end of the season, we're still looking for his fee to be paid, and we find out that he's not playing and didn't intend to play. But all turned out okay because he won his division without even ever playing, and so he broke even on his fee to join versus his winnings for winning the division. So that's kind of the way that things go in the Hoosier Local Alliance, no matter what anyone says. I'd like to start tonight with the players by talking about one of our other commissioners. And this commissioner's team is going to be going by the name of Horde this year. And I'd like to just tell AJ that changing your name is not going to allow you to sneak up on anyone. And then we got the award for the longest name. You can't see me, my time is ... I'm not really sure what that is, but that's pretty weak. Maybe he's trying to take lessons from AJ. So tonight I'd like to go over the teams in the league and the owners and talk a little bit, break them down into some categories. First of all, we have those teams that can, because they have, and a few of those teams have multiple times. The aforementioned team You Can't See Me, My Time is ran by a guy named Isaac, and Isaac was the champion last year. Tim Vitang, one of our other commissioners, has won a couple of times. PED All-Stars, Paul, Boiler Hogs, Keith, and myself with multiple wins are the guys that have and can win this season. Then we have a group of guys that are the best to have never won. The classic bridesmaids, the guys that finish second. At the top of the list is our very own AJ Moyer with several second place finishes and many division championships, but no big award. Hoosier Fury, a recent addition and a woman that we happen to allow into our league some way, also has done very well, but not won the Golden Ring. Tends to go for high risk, high reward type of picks, and has paid off for her in the last few seasons, but not with a victory. And then my son-in-law Sam with the White Lightning, the Nobney White Lightning. Around here we call New Albany, Nobney, something like that. He could be a sleeper this year. He's always picking sleepers. I've been impressed in the past with Sam on some of the picks that he's made that I had no idea about. Michael Turner going to the Falcons one year is an example of that. So I'm going to be watching his picks to see who might be some of the players that the experts won't find. And then we have the rest, and we really appreciate these guys playing because it allows the rest of us to win money and play for free. We've got the Bacon Fed Boilers, which is my son's brother-in-law. I really appreciate it, Andy, you joining in, helping us out. A friend of mine from working around in the computer industry named Blake Deucer. His team is always something with Deuce in it. This year it's the Deuce's wild card team. Chris Turner, or Turner's pack is ran by Chris, and then Purdue Pride, and the only way I can sum up that team is ran by John Grider, and he doesn't, or maybe his mom didn't know how to spell John because it's J-O-N. Anyway, that's a breakdown of the teams. We're looking forward to a great season. Draft gets started at 8:30 tomorrow night. We always have a lot of fun, at least telling each other how good we're going to be. We did have some rule changes this year. I recommended many of those, and I was accused by my fellow commissioners of trying to stack the league back to the way it was when I won my championships. And I'd like to say nothing could be further from the truth. There is no way that I would ever change a point system to my advantage. But if I did, it would be up to the other players to figure out what the advantage was and to use my advantage against me. With that, I'll take a few questions from the press corps.
Yes, Commissioner Harbison, I have one question. You talked about the three groupings of people and listed yourself in the top group of those who can, and mentioned that you had multiple wins. Can you tell us when the last time was that you did win in this fantasy football league?
I can't specifically recall the last year. I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe it was more like 6 or 7 years ago.
You can't specifically recall? As I know about you, Commissioner Harbison, you are a statistician extraordinaire, and you know dates, you know times, you know yardage, you know everything. I'm really not certain that you don't.
Does anyone else have a question?
Let me withdraw that question, Commissioner Harbison.
Right.
I have another question.
Does anyone else have a question first? Okay, go ahead.
Commissioner Harbison, I assume some people might be watching this video thinking of you as possibly, since you have won multiple times, as being a pretty good expert at this fantasy football thing. So I don't know, I'm sure you have your secrets and stuff, but surely there are a few tips that maybe you want to share, especially to the people who you put at the bottom of the list of the groupings of three.
Don't draft people that get injured. Are there any other questions?
We're still waiting for the answer to the question about when the last time was you did win, Commissioner Harbison. Can you answer that question for us, please?
If this is an example of the questions that we're going to get in this press conference, then it's over.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that Commissioner Harbison has decided to end this press conference. Well, we here at STFU thank Commissioner Harbison for coming and perhaps we will get him to speak to us again when the season starts. Thank you very much for watching.